Good morning everyone and welcome to another episode of Farm Simulator 19 back in Attingham Park for day 2. So after yesterday I forgot that we were renting the seeder, so that has been returned and emptied. So we're going to go and check out the field that we mowed yesterday. So go back into the case. We're going to take the windrower. Like I said before, we're just going to row it, bale it as grass. So we're going to put a worker on this, and we'll come back then. And actually, hang on. Let me first check what power that baler needs. So we've got 150 in this one, 125 in that one. So the baler 95, so they can both run that, that's fine. We'll see how we get on. If they struggle, we can swap the tractors over, but it should be okay. We'll take them both over there. Not quite sure how we're going to plough that field yet. It's either going to be a hell of a job and get a worker on it, get them to do it. I think the on course play, I think they're pretty cheap, the workers. I think you can even set it to be turned off for oh, that's okay. Grass is still here. Yeah, you can have the fees turned off, but I think we will have it turned on, just because we'll have it on, but pretty low. I think farms are family-run things, aren't they? So I think we can get away with not charging too much, because we'll assume that we've got one of the kids on it. Right, how do I use this now then? Normally there you go, generate course, so we're in field 26, so that's done that. Start from current position. Headlands around. Headland passes we'll do 2, no, we'll do 3. Good thing about doing 3 headland passes is it just keeps it away from the hedge. They've got a nasty habit still of getting themselves stuck, so it doesn't matter which way we go round. Start with the headlands. Don't want to skip anything, that should all be okay. That's automatically set to the width of the machine. Generate. That looks a bit weird. Why did it not go up and down? Right, updating that. That looks a bit better. Still looks a bit odd. Why is it going over it twice? High 5. We'll see how this goes. This is looking pretty rubbish. There is not much grass there at all. Is it even worth doing this? Oh, we'll go with it. We'll go with it. What else are we going to do? Let's get the baler. Follow behind it, keep an eye on it, should be alright. Plus, it's all good practice loading them up onto the trailer as well. So, okay, this thing's pretty cool, isn't it? A beastie, bit of a beastie. So yeah, the thing I worry about with this is that if it's anything else, it doesn't really matter. But I'm just a bit worried that it's going to end up just missing half the stuff. Anyway, let's unfold the baler. Lower that. Turn it on. I'll just follow behind where the windrow has been. And hopefully none of these bales end up getting in the way. I mean, it might do a decent amount. I think it'll be interesting to see. How many do we reckon? So I reckon we're going to get 20 bales in this field. See that? So, I mean, he's still going. So that's at least something. This is piddly amount of grass, and now it's raining. Can't even see the grass. Where is it? Produce our first bale. I think ordinarily that would have been a hell of a lot more if I'd waited for full growth. There you go. Gives you a little warning. So now it's kinked up here. It's struggling. So it'll probably catch up with us as well. Let's just zoom out a bit so we can... There's the... Yeah, I don't know whether... It doesn't look like it's charging for the worker this time. You know, this... One of the kids is operating it. They just they do it to help out. Bale number 2. I should then push that first one out. We just want to make sure we get all this before the rain goes and washes it away, because I think it does, if I remember. And yeah, bale's got caught, and let's come out wonky. Good stuff. Good stuff. So bale number 3 is coming up. So I think it is going to stop raining at some point today, but it did rain last night. See where we're going. Don't know what that little beep's all about. He's doing alright though. Let's get back in the cab. I just lift that? No. We're good. We're good. Right, let's see how we get on. Let's see how he gets on when he gets to the going up and down. So he's starting to catch up, and we're about to get to that part of the field where I think he's going to start doing a bit more like up and down rather than just doing laps around. So it's going to be interesting to see how he copes with the field, because from that map before it didn't look like it was going to go all that well. So we'll see. But fingers crossed they do okay. It's quite hard to see these bales in this field actually. One hit. They're probably not going to be worth all that much, but I just thought it's probably worth just grabbing them off this field now before we plough it, just to get something off it. I mean, if the worker for the windrower is free, then I think it's worth a shot. Perfect baling weather as well. This is what the real life farmers do, isn't it? I think. Right. The pouring rain. Where is he? Catching up. This tractor is struggling a little bit, actually. Frustrating that they fall off sideways like that, but actually it'd probably make it quite easy for me to pick them up afterwards. Say easy. I'm going to have to try and use the front loader and the trailer. So, and the other thing actually about the bales on Farm Simulator 19, the physics involved in them isn't great. You stack them up and they seem nice, secure, all that, and then as soon as one little thing goes wrong or something moves or something gets nudged, they just explode. We're gonna have a crash. We're okay. I'll see where he goes now then. So yeah, hopefully they've sorted the baling physics out in Farm Simulator 2025, but I don't know, 2022 I've heard that it's bad as well, but I've never tried it. But I can confirm it's a nightmare in FS19. Right, well, I guess we better time-lapse this because it's a slow old job. So, I'll speak to you in a bit. So it's going to get to a point now where I'm going to be going a little bit faster than he is. He's got to go up and down, whereas I've only got to go up one way. as well go up to the top of that one and follow him back down, because that's his double row. And I wonder if then it's worth just going and grabbing the trailer and loading some of these bales up now. Probably is. I don't know, this looks like it's going alright. I was a bit worried looking at the map the first time, but I reckon they've done okay. I don't know why they keep doing like these rounded lines, but yeah, so we'll do this row and then I'll go and get the trailer and the front loader and I'll start collecting some of them. Right, let's go and grab the trailer. Get the front loader hooked up. Be interesting to see how much we'll get for these actually, or whether it's worth just keeping them on the trailer until later on in the year. Or saying that, it's probably not the time of the year to be selling grass at the moment anyway, so that will probably mean that it's worth a bit more, but we'll have a look when we're ready to sell. Right, front loader. Go. The trailer. I wonder if we need a rear weight if we're lifting all these bales. Should be right. Should be right. Coded the trailer as well. The red one is colour coded for the old tractor I had, but luckily that still works with the case. I haven't checked on the crops we put in, the oats that we put in last episode yesterday. That might have started growing, so do need to make sure we start putting fertilizer on that. Okay, so we'll run the trailer up on the track down here. Might as well put it by this one. So, zoom in a bit. Nose like that. And I think we want to come at this pretty straight. And what we probably want to do is to skewer that. It. I'm going to lift it and plonk it on top of this one. It's not straight. And then grab that one. Strap. I think if we put one more on that, should still be okay. We could do it with a bale, a proper bale grabbing. Straighten that up a bit more. try that again. Stop, stop, stop. Better? I think that's all we're going to do with that. Whoa! Yeah. And drive flipping carefully, because now none of them are straight. Let's try and get them on that trailer before they fall off. Back a bit. Gently does it, gently does it. Might have to straighten these out with a bit of super strength, I think. Look at that. That is not too shabby. I mean, reality is that is rubbish. But let's just... Oh no. This is what I shouldn't have done. I shouldn't have done that. I should have just left the bottom one. This is the problem. Clip through the trailer. So get the bottom one on there straight. And then we should be able to get the rest of them on properly. And just don't breathe. Perfect. So how much space does that take up? Not too much. Always turn super strength off. Right. Okay, is it going to stop raining today? That's what I want to know. So, next load. Let's go and get that one over there. Just take that like that. Supposed to do that. Can I just nudge that? Good God, I'm good at this. Great if you could have some sort of depth of field thing, just so you can really You can see the bales, they're like juddering, just waiting to explode. It's just, that's what they do. And then we're doing this in the shed as well. That's why I don't like manually stacking bales. Of getting the some good auto bale stackers, not the ones that just you drive up to and they just all of a sudden just spawn onto the trailer. But there are some good ones that like they look like they manually load, but see, it is just an automatic process in the game. Okay. We go, steady we go, steady. I think that'll take. Push my luck. Okay. So we're going to load the baler up again, and then we can carry on with that, I think. We go again. How many is that then? So we've got 3, 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 or 10. So what did I say? I predicted 20. I don't think we'll be too far off that. And it would be nice if it stopped raining. While I'm here, I better go and just run this out of the way. So that I can't lift it, but I try and keep this a bit more realistic. So we're not going to like just carry the bales and sling them on. But yeah, if it's just something like that, just dragging it out of the way, I'm sure someone would be able to move that by hand, so that would be okay. We try and keep it as realistic as possible, but without it becoming an absolute drag. Again, with like the loading of these bales, I mean, there's going to be 20. It's going to take some time. There's going to be some time lapsing. It is pretty slow. We're starting to catch up with him again, but I think he's probably got another 2 or 3, probably 2 or 3 times backwards and forwards, and then they should be done. So we won't be too far behind them, to be fair. And then I'm just thinking what to get them on, whether it's worth getting them on the rolling of that field now, whilst we, or maybe I think actually I'll get them on rolling that field that we planted the other day, if it will allow an application of fertiliser onto that, and if my rollers actually fertilise. Yeah, we'll try that. Get them on that first, and then hopefully by then this field will be, the bales will be collected and we can get them ploughing it, which I think is going to be, it's probably going to take a couple of days to do this. Hopefully they've got enough fuel in the tractor. Off for now, and then that one has got where it was going to, so we can stop the driver now and we can turn off. Okay, there we go. Let's go and put this back. Good job, matey. You did a lot better than I thought you were going to do, that's for sure. That's all the prongs and stuff are there. But watch where I'm going then. I suddenly thought, just my luck, I'll smash this into the back of the trailer while I'm not looking. See, look how that bale is. Have they moved? They look like they've moved. Bales, man. Why did I buy grass fields to start with? It's a rod for my own back. Times now 11:30 in game. That field's been cultivated. Should have reversed. Next time in that big field we will ted it as well. If we're not doing silage. But to be fair, silage is probably a bit more valuable. Are we on? I can't see that field. I can't see what growth phase we're on. Germinated. Okay, we'll give it a go. May or may not work. Same thing with that other field, the grass field. That might not work with this. We might have to buy an actual fertilizer to use on it rather than just the rollers. I think at certain points in its growing phase, certain things do and don't work. It's a bit confusing, I don't really understand, but we can try. Turn. Jeez, the turning circle on this thing. Ridiculous. Where am I going? Come on, man. Wake up. So, unfolding it. Yeah, that's working. Nice, nice, nice. So in that case, we can go to course play. Oh, no, didn't want to do that. Didn't want to do that. It's that one, isn't it? Okay. Force generation. Field 27. No, I think we just want to go around the headlands twice. 6.1 meters. Let's have a look. It's going that way. I mean, that looks really janky and ridiculous. And surely that's not right. Let's just try one then. Looks like it just goes over. Three. Now almost all of it done. I'm going to go for 3 just so it just keeps away from the edges, otherwise I know what it's like, it'll get itself stuck. Okay. So, of course. Go to the first waypoint, which is back here. The change in colour means that it has been fertilised, which is ideal. So I think if we go to this now, that should now be showing. So we got oats in that field. It's on the first stage of growth, and it's going to have full. Some weeds coming up. Not good. Not good at all. I'm going to have to get a weeder at some point because, yeah, that's not the best. Okay, right, leave them to it. We'll crack on with collecting these bales. Beautiful. Okay, back to baling. And I think we've got, is it 3? Yeah, I've got a stack of 3 there, 1 there, and then probably 2 out of there, so we should have another 3. And it's raining again. So this is the seasons mod on this one as well, so I like the fact that everything takes a bit longer on this one. I feel like the base game is just really unrealistic. I don't like it. So whatever you do, whatever the time of the year, you come to your crops the next day and it's like, oh, there they are, they've grown. You can harvest them now. Nope, they've wilted. All in the space of a day. So I like these, the seasons things, because you just get a different range of weathers. You get snow as well, which is pretty cool. Here's these Cracking on. Can't imagine it'd be too far off in that field. So once he's done, we'll get him to bring those over it, the rollers over here, so we can use them in that field. Do we press Y? How do we empty it? Close cover. Turn off baler. Unload baler, yeah, so it is Y. Okay. Again, I have to use super strength. I'm fairly sure that's alright, isn't it? Right, we'll go and put this away. So now you've got to close up the baler. Pop this away. And let's see how much we're actually going to fit on that trailer. Would we fit another stand? No, I don't think so. I was going to see if we could stack those 3 wide, but I don't think that's going to work. I think that's going to just... that's asking for trouble. Stacking bales is asking for trouble anyway. So put another 2 loads onto here. We'll take that. And then hopefully... is it just 1, 2, 3? 3, possibly 4 down there, I can't see. So yeah, hopefully it's 2 trailer loads to the animal dealer. So then we'll hook that up. Strap them up, and a load of those didn't strap. Why? Right, hopefully they'll be alright. To be fair, actually, when I can afford it, I might buy this BGA again. Because it is kind of on our land. I think we'd buy these fields. I quite like doing the grass work, especially when you got some of the fancy balers and the ones that you don't need to stop every 5 seconds and wait for it to unload it. Just unload straight into a wrapper. Oh no, it doesn't. You still have to wait. Yeah, waiting for round balers is a bit of a faff. See, this is yeah, the silage pit, BGA. That's where I used to keep all my grass cutting equipment. That's the BGA drop. Yeah, this is a lime station here. Some more grass fields, so that might be a good purchase. There's a bit of rubbish road surface there that we want to avoid, especially in carrying bales. Right, off to the animal dealer. Hang in there, bales, for goodness sake. So this is the animal dealer, and we drop the bales off in there. I can't see. How much? Oh my gosh, Literally 0. Oh. That's a bit of a kick in the teeth, that is. So if we had, oh man, that is gutting. Well, I guess I suppose we're just going to keep the. Flipping heck, we needed that money. Aye. Because if we apply that field, we also need to reseed that field. And we haven't got a seeder. Oh man, that's a bit of a blow. Well, we're going to keep those bales then, the rest of those bales, and we're going to use those if we get some animals, I guess. Or when we get that BGA machine. Let's just see how much that is. I mean, only 7 grand, is it? Where are we? X. So if we're going to buy that, how much is that? 24 grand. Do we take out a loan? 25 grand. And buy that? I think we do. It gives us digestate. And means that we can sell grass as well as hay and silage. Yeah, I think we do it. 25 grand in debt. Speculate to accumulate. Or just get deeper and deeper in debt. Yes, we do want to buy that. Thank you. So I think those 2 fields will be next. That one comes with that farm, which is a bit annoying. That one would be a good one to have as well. These 2 are really good, big grass fields, huge money on them. But to be fair, those 2 grass fields, those 2, that should do more than enough silage. Right, well, there we go. I wish I could go get those bales back now. Flipping rob dogs. Yes, we do need to plough that field to be able to get the best yield from it. Let's go back that way then, now that we own it. We'll check it out a bit more. Another thing that might be worth doing to make some extra cash if we get desperate is to buy a chainsaw. And then chop down some of those trees. Because it means that we've got a bit more space for, say, stacking of bales down here. So we could hard surface that and use that as a silage bale stacking just whilst they ferment. Yeah. So we own all that. We don't own this. It'd be quite good to buy those fields there. And now this is all ours. So, I mean, we should get quite a decent yield from these. Gosh, that was disappointing. There's so much work gone into them. But oh well. Oh! Okay, well that's a quick way to get rid of them. Nope. That's why you need to go steady. Nice and slow. Nice. No, I don't think the BGA pays you out straight away. I think you get paid after midnight. So it'll be the next episode when we find out how much these make, if anything. But if they don't make anything, oh, you silly plonker. We can fix that. This is, I'm a farmer, I'm strong. I could definitely lift that if I was a farmer. Wiggle, wiggle, that round. And we'll bung it back on. Like so. There you go, that's how you do it. Gently this time. Yeah, even if they don't make any money selling them at the BGA, then they will make digestate, so that's at least something. And then who knows when we're going to pay this $5 grand off, but I'm sure eventually we will. Loaded, get them strapped, get them in the BGA. Go. Steady. Now with that 8,000 that we got, whether we can buy anything that's going to make us a little bit of money. So we could do with a bit of money. Super strength and just sling them in there, I think. Put that up. Just dragging them off, aren't we? No. In. throw. Good throw. Like I said, I don't think that actually does anything at the moment. But that will, tonight, I think that will then go through as a sail. But it is going to fill up these with digestate in time. Which we can get from there and spread it on the fields with the spreader that I need to buy. Right, and now, cedar. So that's, this one was okay. Can we do fertilizer with that? So we go second hand, we can get that for 10 grand. Which we would need. I think we're just gonna have to put up with the fact that it needs ploughing, so we're not going to get the biggest yield from that field this year. But I think once we've made some money back from whatever crops we get from the oats, from that tiny field of oats, oh my god, I'm going to be broke. Hopefully hopefully they sell for a decent amount. It's fully fertilised now, so that field should get a decent yield from that. We need to make sure we keep on top of things like weeds, which I'm not sure. So if you look over here, there'll be some weeds here. There was some over there. Green patch of them there, and there. That hasn't rendered in yet. See them there. Just driving over them. Those are weeds, and so are those. So I think the options are you either spray the whole field, or like I think rollering actually does kill the weeds. So maybe that's the next job. Roller that field. Cannot remember if that actually keeps those weeds away then, or whether you have to keep doing it. We have to do like another method at some point later on in the year. Can't remember. Decent contracts yet. Let's go and park this. Right, we can take the front loader off. Got a front loader? Lower it. There for now. Back in this one. So then, oh, wrong button. That's growing. I think that'll that's going to take a couple of days at least now. You got it all. Okay. Right, so stop driver. And close that, close that. this field. I do think once the crop starts growing, I think when you're in the early stages, it will be like, it will just be little shoots. Oops. Yeah, it'll just be like shoots. But once it starts looking like actual plants, you got to make sure you don't go on that then, because I think we've got crop destruction on, and driving over it, unless you've got thin tyres on, like the ones you use for sprayers, it will it'll just trash the crop. Load of crop. Rollers are on. I'm not sure what rollers being on means. So I mean, this field can be... This field can. Did that make any difference to that field? Let's have a look. No. No, it didn't, and technically it's not making any difference to this either. If I get out now... Weed, fertilise 30. Why is this dark? Oh, it's shadow. Okay, let's just do this field then. What we might have to do next then is to buy a fertilizer spreader and just use solid fertilizer. Everything's got, like I was thinking then, I don't think I can't afford the fertilizer and a fertilizer spreader. So I'll have to buy the one that spreads digestate. I definitely won't get enough digestate from 12 bales. So it might just have to be that this year they're just not, we don't have them 100% fertilised, unfortunately. Yeah, it's not the end of the world, I guess. It just would have been better. What's probably more important for us to get would be a bale loading trailer and bale wrapper, because this is going to have to be hay. Can't do anything with grass on this map, apart from putting it in the BGA. No, we don't need to do that. All we need to buy then is a loading trailer. That way, cut the grass, drop it into the silage pits, let that ferment, and then sell it from there, either at the animal yard or in the BGA. I think the BGA you can put a certain amount in, and then you have to wait for it to essentially process that, so it'll be full. So once that's happened, we can go and sell it at the animal dealer. how wrong would it be for me just to add 1 million and just pretend that we've won the lottery? That'd be alright. We do that. Well, we're almost at the end of day 2. And to be fair, I think after this we're going to have to go and do some contracts. Make a bit of extra cash. Right now, a very real risk of running out of money. Right, well I guess we'll get on with this field then. We'll time-lapse through it and then we'll catch up at the end. See what time it is and see what the plan of action is. See if we can come to some sort of conclusion with that. Alright, we'll see you in a bit. Some weeds coming up here. It doesn't look like they get rid of them. Nope. Got another thing on my shopping list. A weeder. I think you can get some pretty cheap ones. Oh, some pretty cheap ones. The ones that are just like what are they called? Like they're almost like chain harrows, I think. So they're really cheap. And then you got the sprayers, but then you have to buy all the pesticides and all that kind of thing that go along with it, and that just gets really expensive then. So I guess somewhere at some point down the line we can. I'm wondering. Nah, it's kind of cheating actually. I was going to say if I'm wondering if we can set it up so that we can we do a job, a contract. Then quickly, just whilst no one's looking, we go and nip back here, spray our weeds. But I think one of the rules in this series that I've said is that we can do the jobs, we can do the contracts to get money, but we can only use our equipment, or if we hire equipment, then we have to actually hire the equipment ourselves individually rather than like through the contract. Normally you can just say hire and accept contract and hire equipment, but we don't really want to do that, I don't think, because it means that we're just driving ridiculous pieces of kit, and they always end up hiring you the biggest equipment, and it's just I think it takes away something, I guess, from this series, that we're trying to keep it a bit more retro, a bit more simple, and if you're suddenly getting some ridiculous modern piece of kit that's got a working width of 50 meters or something like that, then it's just not the same. Because then you've got to come back to your own fields and go to something that's got a working width of about 1.5 meters. So we'll use our own equipment, but if we have to hire, say, a sprayer or something that's just a bit more suitable for the job, we'll do that. But obviously it will cost us money and we'll lose that from the contract. So need to weigh up whether it would be worth doing it. But there we go, that's this field done. So now that is, they don't lift, do they? But they do fold back up again. Okay, so this now has a, I think it's 60%, 66%. It was, wasn't it? Yeah, 66% fertilised. So we can still do one more, but I think we have to wait until the next growing phase, which is hard to tell with grass because this just says it's ready to be harvested. So fertilizer technology. So I've had this one before. That's really good because that one, it's got a 24-meter working width. So that's good. That can be used. Is that lime or is that salt? That's lime. Lime and fertilizer, isn't it? So £3,000. With an 18-meter working width. I'm just wondering whether it might be worth getting that. Because then if we go for price of fertilizer, that's liquid fertilizer. We need to get the big bag mod. So solid fertilizer bag is about £2,000 for 1,000 litres. I can absolutely guarantee that that would not last 5 seconds. Lime. Lime, we've now at the BGA, we've got a lime silo. So that can be used for that. And salt for the roads. And then crop protection. I think we might end up. I would have thought that would be for weeding. So this has got liquid fertilizer or herbicide, but I think when we get this, we'll keep that as just herbicide. 12-meter working width. I had one of these as well on my old farm. I changed computers and I couldn't remember which mods I'd installed. It's got a 36-meter working width. So I do think that we don't want to keep going over stuff with the roller. I think, again, it gets a bit boring if you just keep doing the same thing again and again. It is gonna use a hell of a lot of fertilizer doing these fields. But I guess if we run out and we can't afford it, then worst case scenario, just grab this again and we'll have to go over it. Or like I said before, it's not the end of the world if it isn't 100% fertilised this year. It's 5:15. It's nearly my dinner time. In game. Is there anything else we can do today? Another thing I've found on this, especially when you do seasons, is if you accept contracts, you've got to make sure that contract doesn't go into the next season. So you almost need to make sure that you get that contract done on the day that you accept it. So tomorrow is going to be the first day of summer. So we got it set to 3-day seasons. So I think that means that tomorrow we can go and re-fertilise those fields that we've already done. There we go, turn the lights off. What else we got? We got the plough, the tedder. If only we'd use the tedder. %, fertilised, germinated, and I own it. 100% fertilised. That's the growth. I don't know what that is. I think that's moisture. Let's go and check these. What's that? Strange. Hui. It's not our field, but I think we do want to buy that at some point. So, fertilised. Yeah, right. So it's a 0% growth. Yeah. I wonder what that is then. That somehow is fertiliser. That's its growth. So let's check this field. The next one along. We haven't cut yet. That's 33% grown. Right, that's why we got such a poor yield on the last field, is because it was only 33% grown. What that means, I cannot remember. That's that must be water. I don't know why that's 18. I think that, yeah, 33% grown. Hang on. Only 33% fertilised. What's going on? So I wonder if that did work over here then. I started to roll it. It just seems a bit strange that I can't. No, it didn't. Okay, well, next day, hopefully, we'll get on to fertilising that. And I wonder if this grows, because it's not technically a field. But could we get a harvest out of that? 33%. So you can't fertilise this, so it'll be poor yield. But we can do it. So yeah, we will. So now it's decisions. You can wrap square bales. So I think what's going to be a decider is it's got baling technology. So you've got bale wrapper here for square and round. That's good. But they are so expensive. 4 stack. So that must what does it say? Collect bales. A bale collector uses the collection of bales. So yeah, so I think that stacks them into stacks of 4. But that had a little works with symbol, didn't it? Okay, so this one is for square bales. 70,000. Such a shame. I think that's an automatic one as well. So this wraps square and round bales. This wraps round. Bale collector, round bale collector, square bale collector. One of these stacks them vertically and one of them stacks them on the floor. I prefer them stacked on the floor. Tried both ways and it's a nightmare. So that's the... Oh my God, it takes a lot of power to run that. I'm surprised. And that wraps round bales. Okay. Well, I guess I can have a little look at those off video. And I think that's going to be us for today. So thank you very much for watching again. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a like and subscribe. So those kind of interactions, they really help with the algorithm and help to grow the channel. If you want to catch the next one, be sure to hit the bell button as well, so you don't miss out. And on that note, I'll see you next time.